Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my NFL 2025 season win total predictions. Absolutely love the three picks I have for you today. It's a very concise show. Some people are giving you all 32 picks. I don't want to, spend that much time of, trying to go through all 32 picks. I'm just gonna, keep it real concise, as I said. Three of my favorite picks. Spent a lot of time on the research here. So if you appreciate the effort and the energy I've given, and if you bet on the NFL player props or over/under bets or spread picks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I will be your tour guide for the NFL throughout this season. I will have picks on a weekly basis. So, like I said, if you like NFL picks, if you like NFL content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you a thing. A quick recap from last year because we had a show last year. I went 3-1. So I hit on three picks and I lost one. We'll start with the first loss. I had the only loss. I lost the Broncos. I had their under. They went 10-7. They had a great season. I cashed on the 49ers under. I think it was at 10.5. They only won 6-11. And I remember a lot of people giving me heat in the comment section about it, but I mean, hey, I was all on their under. I'll be on it this year too, but I just didn't bet it. Patriots under 4.5. They ended up going and only winning four games. So we cashed on that. And then I also cashed with the Raiders under 5 wins. They only won four. So 3-1, pretty good, 75% hit rate. Hopefully we go 3-0 this year. I have one less pick. That means I got to be more precise. Quality over quantity is what I always say. Let's go ahead and get to these picks. I don't want to waste too more of your time, as I already said. The show, I do appreciate everyone watching. I already have NFL preseason picks up. I will have those up as well. Like I said, a bevy of information. Go check out that playlist. It has so much information on there. It has college football team totals from the SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, including Group of Five show. So I already have five team total picks for college football. This is my only one for NFL. So let's go ahead and get into it. I absolutely love the Jacksonville Jaguars. Head coach Liam Cohen. I loved him this year. Record was 4-13 last year. 2025 win total line is at 7.5. Here's some Jaguar important facts. Starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence is back and healthy. He came off, a bevy of injuries last year, but now, he's healthy. Also getting to work with Liam Cohen, who did a great job with Baker Mayfield, really turning his career around in my opinion. And if he was able to do that for Baker Mayfield, no disrespect, I feel that, Trevor Lawrence is more talented than Baker Mayfield to me. Arm talent, size, all those type of things. So if he was able to do that for Baker Mayfield, I think he turns Trevor Lawrence's career back to where it was before because he's shown glimpses of being great. They also drafted Travis Hunter, who's going to be a great receiver for them if he plays both sides of the ball, which I'm sure he will. And then Brian Thomas Jr., who had a great rookie season. So, he has some really good receivers to throw to. Also, they beefed up the offensive line with two free agent signees, along with drafting Wyatt Milum from West Virginia. So they've worked on that. They spent a lot of time on that, which is great. Also, I like the way they drafted in general. See, drafted, which is an upgrade. And also, I like that upgrade in coach. They got Bilal Tootin from Virginia Tech. They also got Caleb Renew, cornerback from Tulane. So they drafted real well, including with Travis Hunter. And then they also got Allen, a running back in the seventh round. So two running backs to kind of help out Tank Bigsby, who should have a breakout season. But as you see, the second thing on here I love is the weak division and favorable schedule. And we're about to get to that. Man, it's a super weak division that they're playing in. I have them actually winning the division. That's me personally. You may feel differently. Also, their schedule sets up perfectly, especially if you talk about a 7.5 win total. So let's go ahead and get to their schedule. First game is the Panthers. I have them winning. Some people are higher on the Panthers than I am. I'm still on the fence when it comes to Bryce Young as a winning quarterback in the NFL. I'm not sure if he's ready for all that yet. I have them losing to the Bengals, going to Cincinnati early. I think that Cincinnati will be better than they were last year. That's for sure. And I think it's going to be a tough environment going in there to Cincy. Then we got the Texans. I absolutely like the Jaguars to beat the Texans here. I'm chalking it up as a win. They're playing at home. It should be sticky. It should be hot. It should be uncomfortable. Not that the Texans aren't used to it, but that home field advantage used to be a really big deal for Jacksonville. Then the 49ers, some would call it an upset. Remember, I faded the 49ers last year. They have some holes in their team. You can argue with me or not. They went 6-11 last year. Purdy, I'm not high on him, never was. Um, the whole game manager thing comes into play. I'm not going to get into that. I just don't think he's the type of guy that's gonna you're gonna consistently win with. Chiefs, yes, I have that as a loss. Even though it's at home, I think Patrick Mahomes comes in and gets it done. Um, I don't see a fall off for the Chiefs this year. Just to give you a quick synopsis on them, I don't think it's a fall off. I think they're actually going to play better this year. They realize that maybe they needed more receiver talent, and now I think they got their guys back. The Seahawks win. I'm not high on the Seahawks this year. I actually am very low on them. Give me the win there. And then the Rams. I have it as a loss. I think the Rams, it's a 3-game homestand. I think the Rams are going to come up and bite them and get that win. Uh, Rams should be pretty good this year. And then we got the Raiders, a win in Las Vegas. It's a dome. Trevor Lawrence coming in. I absolutely love them in that spot. I think the Raiders will struggle this year as they did last year. And then the Texans, I have it as a loss. Yes, the Texans will be, CJ Stroud should be able to catch his stride by then. Uh, Also feel like it's going to be in Houston, gives them a little bit of advantage there. The Chargers, I have that as a toss up. Um, I'm high on the Chargers, but I'm also high on Jacksonville, obviously. So I don't really know. I feel like quarterback position's about the same. The team talent looks about the same. Give me a toss up there. The Cardinals, give me a loss for them there at Arizona. Could be a tough place to play. Kyler Murray, especially if he's locked in and playing like he should be. I think the Cardinals will take care of the Jacksonville Jaguars in Arizona. And then give me the Titans get into their division again. This is going to be a win. I'm not high on the Titans. Rookie quarterback. He'd have a lot of time to work on his game by the time they see him, but I think he's going to struggle. Then we got the Colts. I got a W again, another win. I absolutely love like I said, the division is weak. Don't know who the quarterback will be. I'm guessing it'll be Anthony Richardson by then, but they will be struggling. Then the Jets. I am a believer in Justin Fields, but I think talent-wise and quarterback, I will take Trevor Lawrence over Justin Fields. And then we have the Broncos. At the Broncos in Denver, I have it a loss. The Broncos are the only team I lost last year with. I bet they're under. They cashed out with the over, so I think that this year again it's going to be a loss. And then at the Colts, I have no respect for the Colts. Give me another win for Jacksonville. And then the Titans in the last game, another win. Like I said, this is a weak division outside of the Texans, who the Texans could struggle because of, early season woes. So I absolutely love the total wins over. As you see, I have projected at 10.5. I love it over 7.5 wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars. My second team is going to be the Atlanta Falcons head coach Raheem Morris. Record last year 8-9 in his first season. The win total, you're going to see it's familiar, 7.5. I think they're just keeping everybody at 7.5. I absolutely love this over for them. Michael Penix will be an upgrade at the quarterback position from Kirk Cousins, an older Kirk Cousins. Let me preference. Um, Drafted two pass rushers who should make an impact. Uh, let's be honest, the Falcons struggled with pass rush, and they identified that, and they spent a lot of draft capital to get James Pierce and Jalen Walker. Uh, this will help one of their number one weaknesses on the defensive side of the ball. Um, I think that they can definitely shore up that defense in the back end. They have some talent in the secondary, so the defense should be better as well. Raheem Morris is a defensive guy. Two Super Bowls as a defense on the defensive side of the ball, defensive coordinator for the Rams, and quality control for the Bucks, defensive quality control. So I mean, he's has a pedigree of winning and improving defenses and having really good defenses. Uh, Also, they did bring over the Jets defensive coordinator. He should help as well. Um, they were ranked two wins higher last year, predicted. They were at 9 wins, basically last year. So we're getting a little discount. Despite them going 8-9, they went 8-9 despite having bad quarterback play and losing some close games because they couldn't make a field goal. So, now you're getting them at 7.5. I think that's just a steal. Also, as I mentioned, Bijan and Drake, I haven't mentioned them yet. I'm going to mention them right now. Bijan Robinson, Drake London will have huge seasons, huge jumps, everything out of campus that, Drake London is figuring things out. And I absolutely love Bijan as a, fantasy pick as well. So if you're a fantasy owner, put Bijan in there. He should get so many touches. If you go check out my season player prop show, I have Michael Penix in there. Also have Trevor Lawrence. Kind of coincides on how I think this season's going to go. I think both of these quarterbacks will play well. Michael Penix will play well, and so will Bijan and Drake. I think that offense will be a juggernaut. And let's not forget, I know people don't want to mention him, but Pitts should make some type of jump. I mean, the disrespect is heavy. He's got to have some type of pride and come out, and he might have a breakout year as well. To their schedule. Not a tough schedule, but not an easy one. Start off with the Bucks at home. I got it as a toss-up. They're playing them in their own spot. The Bucks are the better team, but you never know. It's at home, first game, things happen. You got the Vikings. I got it as a loss. The Panthers, as I already mentioned, not too high on them. It's going to be a win. Then they go on a three-game losing streak for me. Redskins, Bills, 49ers. Take three L's right there. Then we have the Dolphins. I think it's going to be a win. Patriots, I love the win here. Patriots, I'm not high on them again. I think they will struggle. I think the Dolphins will struggle. And I already told you the Colts will struggle, and so will the Panthers. So those are back-to-back wins right there for me, with four teams that I really think are not very good. So they have four teams that I think are going to have bad seasons in a row. And then they followed up with a fifth team who I think will also have a bad season, and that's the Saints. We got the Jets here now, questionable on the Jets. But I think the Jets get the win. And once again, it could be 6 wins, 7 wins in a row because the Seahawks I'm low on too. But to be honest with you, the Jets, may sneak up and get that win in New York. It may be cold, and that's why I'm kind of giving the Jets that opportunity to win. Seahawks back at home, they get that win. Then the Bucks. They're gonna lose to the Bucks for sure, in that game. Uh, it's gonna be at Atlanta. I'm sorry, and then the next one's at the Cardinals. I have that as a loss. I mean, home versus the Rams, a loss, and then the Saints at home as a win to finish the season out. Not high on their division as well. I think it's another favorable division. It's at 8.5 wins. They easily clear 7.5 wins. They have a stretch there with 6 or 7 teams that they should easily win against. My last pick on the show is going to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer. First season as the head coach. 2024 record 7-10. 2025 win total record 7.5. Cowboys important facts. Healthy Dak Prescott. It's going to be very important. I believe he stays healthy. We talked about this. If you go watch my player prop show, he basically has played this yo-yo where he's healthy, not healthy, year to year. So in 2024, he wasn't healthy. 2023, he was healthy. 2022, he wasn't healthy. 2021, he was healthy. You see what I'm saying? Well, so what is this year? Should be a healthy year for him. Talented roster, as you talk about, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got George Pickens, basically two number one receivers in my mind. A really good receiving tight end in Ferguson. Defense is also have some talent around there. Micah Parsons, who's currently holding out, but and I think Micah Parsons may hold out the whole season. I really can see that happening. Do I think that's going to change their win total very much? No, but here's a guy that held out in college without any money. So, what makes you think he won't hold out if you won't give him his money in the NFL? If anyone was to hold out a whole season, I could see it being Micah Parsons for sure. Defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus of the Bears. He's the ex-head coach, not so much as good as as a coach, but he's a good defensive coach. So like to improve in the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinators as well. Really strong coordinator group. As I mentioned, they went 7-10 last year with a hurt Dak Prescott. So, if you ask me, if you were to ask me, well, what do you think they're going to do this year? 7-10 last year with the no Dak Cooper Rush, then yeah, give me the easy uh over here, over 7.5 wins. And that's before we even get to the schedule and discuss it. They were able to get 7 wins with everyone out, a lot of people injured. CeeDee Lamb was injured a lot as well. So let's get to their schedule though. Schedule, it's not the worst schedule in the world. Eagles, they start off with Eagles. It's going to be a loss for me. Then they get the Giants twice, which is going to be good. I have them winning one of them for sure at home. Then the Bears. I'm not sure why everyone is so high on the Chicago Bears this year. Yes, Caleb Williams in his second season. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it with the Bears. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but the Cowboys should be able to take care of them. They get to the Packers at home. I see it's going to be a loss. I think Green Bay comes into Cowboys Stadium and goes ahead and gets that win. Then they have the Panthers. Talked about the Panthers. And yes, you probably say, is the Panthers going to win any games? They will, just not against the teams I've picked. So give me that W right there. Then the Commanders. Yeah, that's going to be a loss. I'm real high on the Redskins. I mean, on the Commanders. I'm sorry. Real high on the Commanders, but I just don't think they'll win that game. Then we got the Broncos win. Give me the Broncos. Win right there for the Cowboys. Easy win right there. Then we got the Cardinals. Toss up here. Give me a toss up for the Cardinals. Like I said, I'm higher on Kyler Murray. You know, Texas boy coming back home. Should be motivated. In my opinion, the greatest Texas high school quarterback ever, returning back to his home state versus the Cowboys. It should be interesting. But I have it as a toss up. The Raiders, not too high on the Raiders this year. I already explained it. They only won 4 games last year. I see maybe 5 or 6 wins for them this year. Give me the win. Cowboys playing in a dome still, so weather will not be an issue. The Eagles at home, give me the toss up. Eagles have to lose sometime. They can't go undefeated. I don't think they're going to be as strong as last year. We'll see how Jalen Hurts is, as I think most people will try to, stack the box on him and make him beat them through the air. That's why I like his overpassing yards. You can go check out that on my player prop show as I'm plugging that show. It is a great show, probably the best show I've ever done. We got the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs as a loss. Like I said, I'm high on the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to come out, with vengeance. They're a better team than Cowboys. At the Lions, give me a win. The one team that I feel that's going to have a down year from last year is the Detroit Lions. I'm not saying they were a flash in the pan. I'm not saying that it was a fluke, but I'm saying they're going to have a down year. I think they come back to earth this year. Vikings give me the win. I'm not high on them at all. And then the Chargers also at home. I like the Cowboys in that spot. Got the Commanders once again. Give me the loss. I think the Commanders come out and beat them twice, and they take the division through the Washington Commanders. And then the Giants. Give me a toss up. Toss up for that game. It's going to be in New York. It's going to be cold. Uh, don't know, where the Cowboys' heads at. Still puts them at 10 wins. They should be in the playoffs by then. You count the toss-ups as point 0.5, and that's how I got 10 wins, if you're wondering. I like, I don't see any games that I have them winning where they're gonna for sure lose. I don't see even the toss-up games could go either way. Um, the Giants game, it's in New York. So that's why I'm giving New York the toss-up. But their two other toss-up games are at home, the Eagles and the Cardinals. So they could, possibly squeak out a victory versus one of those teams. Absolutely love the over 7.5 wins. As I said earlier, healthy Dak. They won 7 games last year in complete turmoil, fired their coach. It was a fireable offense to win 7 wins. I don't see how they don't at least get to 8, 9. I got them projected at 10 wins. So give me this over for the Dallas Cowboys. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the content, if you're going to bet the NFL this season, hit that subscribe button because I will have content throughout this season. You see the NFL and college football content. It has a folder. It's a playlist. It has so much information in there. You can just, kind of go through there, pull up your app and start, making great picks and great bets because there's so much information. Of course, you don't have to make all those picks that I have on there, but it's like a wealth of information just in that one little playlist for the 2025 football season. With that being said, as I always tell you guys, if you've been watching the show, keep what you like, leave what you don't, and let's cash.